Woo! Good morning, my friends. It's good to see you guys. Oh my God. Listen, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, bro. Okay? Listen, I have no fucking idea. Listen, turtle. No. Um, I'm I just decided I was like, man, I woke up and there ain't shit going on. So I figured like I would just go live and kick it with you guys for an hour or two, maybe. I decided to stay an extra day because I want to go to a Red Sox game tonight, but I think it's gonna get rained out. But no, I'm not still drunk. I was barely drunk last night. Like the other nights before last night, I definitely drank a lot more. Like we took it easy last night. Like we had our fun, but we didn't go fucking wild. Um, but we had a great time. Yeah, last night went to dinner with uh Aiden, Turtle Boy, Microdots, Esty, Lauren, Annie Elise, uh, and Meredith. And we had a great time. It was very, very cool. So I figured I would just go live and kind of go over. Let's like just kind of just hang out and see like what the vibe is more or less right now. Um, what the climate is like. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's a nice room, man. It is a nice room. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. So I decided to book it for an extra night, and yeah, yeah. So I go back home tomorrow. Um, but um, there's a big storm coming supposedly. So I don't even know if that's even gonna happen. You know what I mean? I don't even know. Um, um, I don't know if they're stalling, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't even know what do you mean? Where's Nan? How the fuck I'm supposed to know where Nan is? I don't know. I don't know where nobody is. Annie left. Annie went back this morning, I think. Um, yeah, so but she's got a bunch of like cool shit coming up, man. So um Storm of the Century, really? Storm of the Century? Amazing. Okay. Yeah, Annie is dope. Like, I'm really proud to call her a friend. Hold on a second. Let me do something real quick because I feel like, yeah, hold on. Boom. All right, cool. Cool. Dramatic gay storm. Oh wow, y'all are fucking wild. Yeah, so we're just gonna kick it, man. Like, let's check out. We're gonna watch some court TV videos and see what Vinny's talking about. Vinny was on Uncivil Law yesterday, but I didn't really watch a lot of it. I just I like to troll Vinny a little bit and come on, man, say it. Say it. I know you want to say it, bro. I know you want to say it. Karen Reed is innocent. Say it. Say it. But yeah. Um, he won't say it. He won't say it. But I know he wants to. I know he wants to. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. Can I show you my cane? My cane, I don't even know where it is. I hopped over here. I think it's over there. Yeah, it's way over there. I'm not going to grab that shit. Um, but yeah, man, I busted my knee like a fool. Uh, totally. Like, I wish I had a cool story to tell, man. It's not a cool story. Everybody keeps telling me you got to come up with a better story than that. But I don't lie. like ever. So um so like but no, I wasn't. It's ironically, I think it's the first time I broke a bone and and didn't like and wasn't drinking when it happened. Um, because at home I don't really drink much at all. Like I drink when I travel, you know. Um, but yeah, like yeah, nothing cool like skydiving. No, no, no. I wish it was, a bus full of orphans and kittens, and the bus was on fire and I saved all of them from the burning wreck. But no, I jumped over a fence and landed bad. That's what happened. That's what happened. I have like no cartilage left in my knee, and then I landed on it, and it hurts a lot. But I'll live. I'll be okay. Yeah, yesterday was super fun, man. Uh, talking to Larry, bro. I fucking love Larry so much. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more streams with Larry because he's just super cool. And Annie, of course. I mean, I've been friends with Annie for so long, and I finally got to meet her in person for the first time, and that was just a great experience. Kicking it, talking with her, and hanging out. With like I was really excited to get to introduce her to uh Richie Microdots, because they've been in contact. So like it was really cool to like see them meet in person for the first time too, see her meet Aiden for the first time. Yeah, it's super fun, man. Like we had a really good time last night. It was really cool. Like I always have a great time with Aiden when we go out. As you guys know, sometimes it's too much fun. But last night it was very chill, very, very, very fun. Yeah, very, very relaxing, very cool. Um, and yeah, and no trouble, even though like Aiden blasted where we were going when he went live. Uh like I was like, because Annie, when we were live, me and Annie, I was like, she was like, "Where are we going?" And I was like, "I'm not gonna say it." You know what I mean? And then Aiden said it. So yeah, we went to the Lincoln in Southie. It's a cool little place. Uh Excellent. I had to like talk to the manager. Like not I was like not a Karen. I was the opposite of a Karen. I like to give compliments because I've worked in the service industry my whole life, and that shit is like embedded in my DNA, So I always just kind of like relate, like I always empathize, with anybody in the service industry, dude, like because I've done it my whole life, and it sucks sometimes. You deal with shitty entitled people all the time. And like I went to the bathroom, and when I walked into the bathroom there was a cook, and he was like washing the fuck out of his hands, dude. Like he was just like going at it, and I went and I peed, and when I was done peeing he was still washing his hands. So I was really impressed by that. uh I was really impressed by that. So I saw the manager just standing there, and I was like, "Hey, are you the manager?" And he was like, "Yeah," because he thought I was going to complain, I guess. But I was like, "Yo, man, I got to tell you," walked into the bathroom, saw one of your cooks washing the fuck out of his hands, and went and peed. He was still washing his hands when I was done peeing. And that shit is amazing to me. So I just want to let you know that you've got a great staff here. And everybody was really cool. Yeah. Everybody's really, really great. Um, so yeah. Um, like it's important, man. Like, I'm grateful, that I don't have to like kiss anybody's ass for a living anymore. You know what I mean? Because I hated that shit and it was miserable. Uh and so um it's important, man, that you like don't forget like where you come from and shit, man. Ever, ever, ever. It's real important. Um, so yeah, man. I like no, I'm gonna and I gotta review the hotel too, man, because everybody at this hotel has been really, really nice too. So yeah, every time I come to Boston, dude, like Boston has like a reputation of like, you know, the mass hole thing, but everybody's super nice to me every time I come here. Every time. Everybody's super nice and everybody's really hospitable. And it's great. And I say this every time I come here. It's like, but it's the truth. Um, but yeah, man, you guys are just amazing, dude. It means the world to me that you guys even give a fuck about this channel. So thank you guys. And speaking of which,
oh, here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Norman Corey, thanks, buddy. Good morning, Will. Nice to see you're back. Jen McCabe is still a twat. Yeah, I agree with you. He sucks. All the McAlberts fucking suck. Every single one of them. They all fucking suck. And Robin G gifted 5 memberships. Holy Jesus. Yo, thank you, Robin G, for that. Yeah, man, like it's nasty out, dude. It's nasty out. Like I'm looking out my window and it's gross. I wish it wasn't all nasty out today. Because I feel like that game's gonna get rained out today. I feel like that's happening. So I probably fucking shelled out all this money to stay here an extra day for nothing. Bro. Yo, she was a good waitress, Esty. What the fuck? Yo, these people gave me so much shit because I wanted to like give this waitress like a really nice tip because I figured fuck it, you know, everybody was kind of fighting over paying the bill and everybody threw in a bunch of money. So I was like, I got it. And then they were like, wait a minute, how much fucking money are you giving her? Everybody was like acting like I was crazy. And I was like, man, whatever, bro. Like, she's fucking awesome, you know? Like, it was totally worth it. You know what I mean? Like, you guys take really good care of me. So, like, I wanted, you know, I like paying it forward, man. You know what I mean? I'm lucky to get to do this shit for a living. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are awesome. So I like to take care of people if I can. What's up, Brandy Churchwell? Hold on here. So let's go over some shit, man. Let's see what everybody's talking about because we went. So I was a big thank you to Karen Reed and her family for finding the Joe Flipperhead is in the house. What's up, Team Brittany? What's up? So oh shit, my man Bob is in here. Bob's such a dick, bro. somebody in Defense Diaries chat was like, Glamour broke his knee or whatever. What happened? How did he do that? And then someone told him, and then he's just like, bro, you're a grown-ass man, bro. Like, why are you jumping over fences, bro? He's not wrong. He's not wrong. When a lawyer tells you, bro, like, don't jump over fences, bro, like, you listen. You know what I mean? But I didn't have a choice. I did. Like, I got locked out of my house. I wish it was a cool story. It's not a cool story. Got locked out of my house, had to jump over a fence, landed wrong because I got no cartilage left in my knee because I'm an old bastard. And that's what happened. And now I'm fucking hobbling around with a fractured knee when I should be propped it up. I should have propped it up. But yeah. So I might be doing live streams like from my bedroom from now on for like the next few weeks because I need to like make sure this heals. And Janet Reed, Karen's mom, kind of like made herself my mom to a certain degree, and it was like, you need to take care of that. You promise me that you're gonna take care of your leg. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'll take care of it, don't worry. So yeah, I'm probably, so you know, I won't be streaming from the studio, I don't think, much in the next few weeks. I think I'm gonna like just like once I get home, I'm gonna like really like nurse my fucking shit back to health. No, Bob. Nah, bro. Like all you can do is just kind of like, I gotta put ice on it and prop it up. And that's it. That's all I can do. Keep it stable. That's all I can do. It's just like a fracture. Like here, I'll show you guys what's going on with it. Now, y'all are gonna think I'm crazy because I didn't go to the doctor. Because I don't like doctors. I think they're fucking glorified drug dealers. That's just me. I'm not telling y'all not to go to the goddamn doctor. If you have the means to go to the doctor, go to the goddamn doctor. I don't do that, like, because I'm like, I remember the last time, because this happened to me before. And I know, like, I can feel exactly where this shit is. I don't need a fucking x-ray to tell me, and I know exactly what a broken fucking bone feels like. So, here, let me show you guys what real quick. Let me do this right quick, y'all. Because I made like a thingamabob here. Yeah, there we go. I'll show you guys. Because I had to explain this to somebody. So I'll show you guys what's up. But yeah, and I didn't say nothing, you know, like when I was home in my studio, people were like, you seem off, man. Like, what's wrong? Like, the truth is I was in like an insane amount of pain the whole time. And I just didn't want to say nothing because I don't believe in sad fishing and shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't want to get donos for it because, like, you know, I like you. You guys support me because you enjoy the content. I don't want fucking support for any other fucking reason than just because you guys dig what I do here. That's it. That's all I want support for. That's cool, and I'm grateful for that you guys do that. So, like, but yeah, I don't like pity, and I don't like fucking, yeah. I can't stand people who do that shit. Seriously, I can't fucking stand it. And I almost canceled my trip, but I was like, there's no way I'm fucking canceling. I got a chance to be in that courtroom and support Karen, dude. And I'm gonna meet Annie for the first time, you know, in person. We've been friends for like 5 years. So, like, you know, I wasn't about to fuck that up. I was like, I'll deal with the pain and the healing later. For now, I'm going to fucking Boston like I planned in the first place. So, but I'll show you guys what I got going on. So yeah. So here's this cartilage right here. Basically, I don't think I have any left. I think that's just fucked. And then right here is where there's like a crack, like I can totally feel it. You know what I mean? So basically, when I jumped over this fence and I landed, this bone hit this bone and cracked it right here when I landed, and that's what I got going on right now. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm old, man. And that's the thing is I walk everywhere, you know, and I know like this knee I've always had problems with. So like you know, I walk everywhere, and like when I walk to the gym, I get really worried. Like this was like my biggest fear is that like I step in a hole or something when I'm walking, and then this happens because I can't go to the gym. But luckily, like I could still do push-ups and shit. So I could still like manage my mental health with exercise if I need to. You know what I mean? And dude, like, and I'm talking to Bob Alessi about it, right? And he's like, yeah, I get it. You can't work out. Like, I feel that shit. Because if you guys know, Bob is like fucking shredded, dude. Like, he's a fucking beast. And like the guy knows everything about everything. And he's like, yeah, you got about maybe 7 to 8 weeks before you start to lose significant muscle mass. So if you heal within the next 4, 5, 6 weeks, you should be okay. You know, and if you could still do push-ups, you're great. And I was like, yes. And I love to hear that. So yeah. I mean, eventually I'm gonna need surgery. I should get surgery, but not without fucking medical insurance, you know. So it is what it is. I just gotta basically just be careful, you know. It's just how it is. Not that Dana.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Not that Dana. Thank you so much. Happy heating pad Thursday. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm not doing heating pads. It's ice. I got to keep the swelling down or whatever. And I have a knee immobilizer. That's the thing is like people are like, well, you didn't go to the doctor? And I'm like, well, what are they gonna do? They're gonna fucking give me a stabilizer, but they're gonna charge me thousands of dollars for it when I can get the fucking same thing on Amazon for like fucking $20. They're going to fucking tell me to keep it stabilized. They're going to tell me to fucking elevate it. They're going to tell me to keep ice on it. They're going to tell me. So, you know, like I don't need to pay a doctor all the money in the world to fucking tell me what I already know and what I need to do. So I'm just going to fucking do that. And a lot of people are going to think that's stupid. Y'all can kiss my ass. Fuck you too. I'm doing it. I'm doing this my way. If it doesn't work out, then I will fucking have to walk on a fucking cane the rest of my life, or I'll get surgery. We'll see. Yeah, I know my body, dude. I know my body. I can feel where the fucking fracture is, dude. Like I've been here before. I've done this before. You know, like this time around, I'm like, because even then I was like, why the fuck did I even go to a doctor for this? This is fucking stupid. I don't need a doctor to tell me this shit. Like I don't need to pay thousands of dollars for a fucking x-ray, bro. That's stupid.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Captain Skid Marks, thank you, buddy. I'm on a course of antibiotics, the weekend ligaments, tendons, There's snow working out though. It is tough. Hope you heal up quick. Right. Yeah. I mean, that's all I do. I live stream and I exercise. That's what I do at home. And I can't right now. Like not the way that I want to. So yeah, it's annoying. And I just want to be able to walk so that I can like get my leg back to whatever. Just so you know, that's not going towards health insurance, but thank you, Zen. Yeah, this is not gonna happen, but thank you. I say real quick, man, because you know what? We ain't got no court today. I don't know why. I'm really glad that those were the days that Annie picked because we had no way of knowing that today and tomorrow there'd be no court. So we got lucky in the days that we picked to come. And yeah. All right. So let's go over some Vinny shit, dude. Is Vinny like I should just fucking call this show sometimes. Like, I should just have a whole segment where I'm like, is Vinny gonna piss me off today? Is he gonna make me happy or is he gonna piss me off today? That's I got this frustration thing with Vinny, bro. I love Vinny. I like Vinny. I really do, man. I'm not trying to lie. I know a lot of people are like, no, fuck Vinny. And I'm like, y'all calm down, man. I believe in Vinny still. Y'all need to calm down. All right, hold on. All right, let's check this out. Let's see what Vinny's saying.
I'm Vinny Politan. The subject of my investigation is the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe.
Oh, you motherfucker. This motherfucker has the audacity to wear a blue shirt and talk about this case. He must be anti-Karen Reed. No, bro. He's just wearing a blue shirt. Calm the fuck down, people.
O'Keefe and the murder trial for his alleged killer, Karen Reed. This case may come down to forensics, but it's really about two people who at some point seemed to love each other. Here's the story. Karen Reed and Boston police officer John O'Keefe shared a complex and sometimes tumultuous relationship. In the days leading up to O'Keefe's death in January of 2022, their text messages revealed escalating tensions. But on Friday...
Yeah, man. Like, listen, I'm not trying to I'm not complaining about Vinny not taking a side. That's not what I'm doing. All I want is for Vinny to talk about all the facts, and that's what he's been doing. Like, I bust his balls. Like, when I see him in chats, like when he's live on his channel, I'll super chat him. Like, I wouldn't give the guy fucking money if I thought he was a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I send the guy money and I kind of bust his ass a little bit, and I'm like, yo, I bust his balls, and I'm like, yo, dude, fucking just say it. You know she's innocent. Just fucking say it, dude. And I know he's not going to. You know what I mean? I know he's not going to. So, like, I just, I just like doing that. But yeah, Vinny's at work, bro. It's his job. He has to at least appear to be impartial. You know what I mean?
Friday, January 28th, they met up at a bar in downtown Canton, Massachusetts, and everything seemed fine. They displayed some affection, and a friend of John's who was there said everything seemed very normal. After drinking at C.F. McCarthy's and the Waterfall Bar and Grill, Karen dropped John off at a party hosted by fellow officer Brian Albert. The next morning, she found him unresponsive in the snow outside the house. Prosecutors allege that Karen Reed, under the influence, struck John O'Keefe with her SUV and left the scene. The defense contends that John was injured inside the house and that Karen Reed is being framed. This case has garnered significant public attention with supporters.
Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, let me address this. Brad Blankenship, it's good to see you, buddy. How you doing, man? When you get a chance, what happened to the previous juror that was added to Karen's defense team? Did I miss something? Is she not there anymore? I don't have any information on that, Brad. I did not see her when I was there the last 2 days. But as I understand it, and I don't quote me as to like that being the reason, if I had to guess, because I really don't know, I mean, she's got at least 2 small kids, and she's, an attorney herself. You know what I mean? So she's juggling a lot. I'm sure that she's probably helping to some degree. But I did not see her there the last 2 days. I didn't even ask about her, honestly. It never even crossed my mind. I feel kind of bad about that because I whenever I was curious about it, there was nobody around for me to ask about it, or we were in court and you couldn't talk. So Barbie Stories, thank you so much. Castor oil packs with heating pad. Sounds crazy. And refrigerate cabbage and wrap it around with saran wrap and Ace bandages. Also take plain Knox gelatin aisle. It's pure collagen powder. I don't know what the fuck any of that means, dude. I don't know what the fuck any of that shit means. But I'll try to, I don't know, maybe I'll give that a shot. Castor oil packs? I don't even know that there's castor oil packs. Is that a thing? That there's castor oils? Yeah, like I don't know. Is that a United States thing? Do they sell those here in the United States? Castor oil packs? Like, I don't think I've ever even seen castor oil. Yeah, everybody's like, yeah. I don't think I've ever even seen castor oil. The only time I've ever seen castor oil is when that big fat kid drank it with raw eggs in Stand By Me. Hey, Lardass, wide load. Boom, baba. That guy, remember? He drank like a whole bottle of castor oil. And I was like, what the fuck? When I saw that, I was a kid. But okay. And heating pad. Sounds crazy. Okay. I mean, I'll have to reference this video again to remember all that. But thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. You guys are very nurturing. I appreciate it.
Rallying for Reed's innocence and critics scrutinizing the investigation's integrity. As this retrial continues to unfold, it sheds light on the complexities of their relationship and all the events that led to John O'Keefe's death.
There's a lot of evidence in this case, but there's certain pieces of evidence that are make it or break it for both sides. Some issues that if one side wins that issue, they win the case. And during the course of this hour, we're going to go through 4 very specific pieces of evidence and analyze if it's being proven. And if it's being proven, is it game over for the prosecution or game over for Karen Reed and the defense? I want to begin here. This is the cross of Ian Whiffen, who was an expert who went through the cell phone data of John O'Keefe and others. And Jen McCabe.
See what I mean? All right, there he goes. Okay, because I was like, why is he avoiding saying Jen McCabe?
Her cell phone data,
See, there you go. All right, Vinny.
her Google
You scared me for a second, my man.
search for Haas long to die in the cold. So important in this case. Take a listen.
Correct. If you use any version from the last approximately year, that timestamp won't show up.
It won't show up as you sit here today.
Correct.
But that's not always been the case.
Correct.
In that second program,
Mr. Jackson, how much longer? I'm not rushing you, but I want to make sure I can take as many random half days and days off as possible. Mr. Jackson, is this going to take all day? Mr. Alessi, if you could just cut out all the hyperbole and just speak, get to the point. But yeah, I'm going to take off the whole fucking week. Jurors, you're going to have 4 days. What? What?
that second tool,
Dude, I can't stand this fucking limey prick.
physical analyzer, not only showed it at 2:27:40 a.m., but it showed it as a deleted state, correct?
It's a deleted record, yes.
A deleted record.
Yes.
Did you mention that yesterday in your direct testimony?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe so?
No, we changed it since then.
All set.
Exactly.
Y'all in the chat are killing me right now. Jurors, you're all set.
You changed it since then.
Yes.
This issue, this alleged search, Haas long to die in the cold at 2:27 in the morning, really gave birth to the Free Karen Read movement and gave birth to the entire defense case, alleging that something else is going on here. There's some conspiracy. And I heard that directly years ago when Alan Jackson and Dave Yannetti were on this program. So all of that brings me to our very first question in our investigation. If Haas Long was searched at 2:27 a.m., is Karen Read not guilty? Is it that simple?
Yeah.
If that search was done at 2:27 a.m. by Jen McCabe, is Karen Read not guilty? All right, joining me.
Vinny, tell me you think she's innocent without telling me you think she's fucking innocent, bro. You know Jen McCabe Googled that shit at 2:27 a.m. You know she sat on the stand and lied like an asshole for 3 days, bro. Stop it.
Joining me tonight to help answer this and other questions, criminal defense attorney Bob Motta. He's also the host of Defense
that's my
Diaries
boy right there.
podcast. Has been
I didn't even know, like, you guys know I like to react to shit, so I didn't even know that Bob was on this one, man.
covering this case in depth. And Margaret McLean, former prosecutor and host of It's a Crime with Margaret McLean. Another great podcast. Thank you both for being here. Let me ask you, Margaret. We'll go ladies first, Bob. We're going ladies first. Margaret.
No problem.
If Haas Long
Okay,
is
it's game
searched,
over.
if it's searched at 2:27 a.m., is that game over? Karen Read not guilty?
Yes, that would be game over for the prosecution, because if Jenna McCabe goes home and Googles Haas Long to die in the snow at 2:27, that means she knows that John O'Keefe was somehow incapacitated inside that house, and it plays right into the defense theory that Karen did not hit John when she dropped him off at 34 Fairview. There was no collision. He likely went into the house, something bad happened, and Jen McCabe knew about it. That would mean the next morning when Jen was playing dumb and she and Karen and Carrie Roberts went to look for John, that she knew all along that he was placed there the night before. So if the prosecution's expert, Ian Whiffen, convinces jurors that that Google search was in fact made at 6:23, and Jen McCabe searched in an open tab as he testified, then that would be good for the prosecution. Remember, the prosecution also called a second witness, Jessica Hyde, to back him up. Now, as you know, the defense will call Richard Green to try to show that that Google search took place at 2:27 a.m. If they're successful.
Now, hopefully Richard Green doesn't fucking shit the bed, because like he could be a much better witness if he just fucking was a better witness. You know what I mean? Like, it's this dude like has a real hard time talking. And like when you read his affidavit, it's on point, you know, like it's great. It's just when he goes to testify, I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, come on, dude.
Successful, then again, it is game over. But I don't think they will on this point, because Richard Green, he was a bit confused. He called Celebrite. He tried to get in touch with Ian Whiffen, and Ian Whiffen claims that he misinterpreted the data. So, and after that, the company fixed it. So I don't think that's going to happen. But if it does, game over.
Game over. All right, Bob, let me play a little bit of Whiffen here talking about when he believes the search actually took place.
You showed us a tab that was opened at 2:27:40, and it had something to do with Hawkmock Sports.
Yes.
In your opinion, to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty, was that the same tab, that 2:27:40 tab open for Hawkmock Sports?
Now, listen, bro. I don't know what the fuck Court TV's problem is and why they haven't invited me to be on Court TV, because as you can see, I'm a goddamn lawyer, bro. Okay? Listen. I graduated from the Law Institute of Stuff. El Jefe de Verdad. Okay? Spoken correctly, El Jefe de Verdad. Esquire. Okay? Just because you were stupid enough to go to school for 8 years to get a law degree, and all I had to do was open a Cracker Jack box, that's not my fault. Okay? That's not my fault. Court TV, I'm waiting. You want to hear some real legal analytics?
Was that the same tab that later was used for searches or attempted searches at 6:23:51 and at 6:24 relative to how long or how's long to die in cold?
I believe it was, yes.
All right, Bob, let me ask you, I'm sure you agree that it would be game over if it was done at 2:27 a.m. Was it done at 2:27 a.m.?
It's a harder question to answer. I mean, we all have the benefit of watching the first trial, and
use all the information you can, Bob.
Question for me.
Use all the information you have. We're just concerned about the truth here.
I always do, Vinny. I always do. In terms of the first trial, I walked away from that having no idea, because I didn't find Whiffen or Green to give me the full answer. You know, I think the big problem for me has always been that we're never going to know what's in Apple's secret sauce in terms of their source code. So, you know, these companies exist for the express reason of trying to figure out exactly that. And I just don't know
Bob,
that any
explain
of them
that to
have.
the folks, because
The
this
biggest
is
problem for
Bob. I hate cutting you off, but that's a big point you're making here, is that we don't get witnesses
Rude, Vinny. Rude.
from Google. We're not getting witnesses from Apple. Why not?
Right. Excellent question, Vinny. Excellent question. Why the fuck isn't Google or Apple weighing in on this shit? Where the fuck are these experts? Because listen, dude, if let's say Jen McCabe, because I made this point before, but I'm gonna really stress this point. if Jen McCabe is this innocent soccer mom smiling at the jury, oh yes, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. If that's the case, where in the fuck are all these tech experts, these forensic data experts? Why aren't they lining up to testify to defend Jen McCabe and shut down this 2:27 a.m. search and explain why the 2:27 a.m. search didn't happen? Why do we have shady ass Whiffen and dumbass Hyde, who's clearly just trying to promote their own fucking companies? Like Hyde is just trying to promote her own fucking stupid software company. That's all she's doing. Like, where are these ethical forensic experts who are following this and going, wait a second, no, I know exactly what's going on, and I know she didn't make that 2:27 a.m. search, right? Why aren't they? Why is these two assholes the only people willing to speak up for Jen McCabe and the Commonwealth? Why aren't these people lining up to get justice for John O'Keefe? You know what I mean? Why can't the Commonwealth find them? But then, we could go even deeper. Why the fuck did the Commonwealth hire a mob lawyer, a defense lawyer, to fucking prosecute a case? No ADAs in Norfolk County working under Michael Morrissey capable to take on this job? You know why? Because this is not a legit case. This isn't a legit case. They know it. They don't want to do it. So he has to hire a special prosecutor, a mob lawyer, to fucking prosecute this case. That's fucking crazy. But nobody thinks that's weird. I mean, we all think it's weird. I'm saying you got these loudmouth assholes on Twitter that think that come up with these retarded like excuses. Dude, when the only people who are saying that Karen Read is guilty are the likes of like Good Time Julie Carp, like Jennifer Coffendorfer, you got Canceled Karen, aka Critical K. These idiots, Plevin. You know what I'm saying? John DePietro. These idiots are the only people speaking up. And the only people who watch those idiots are bigger idiots than them. Morons, retards, dumbasses. Nobody pays attention to them except for idiots, cretins, buffoons. So, yeah, and I don't know what the fuck Court TV is doing. Like, at one point in the day, they got Julie Grant up there, and then you got Vinny, who's actually objective, but it's like weird. It's like, so Julie Grant can go up there with carte blanche to just fucking create this bullshit echo chamber of Karen Read being guilty, but Vinny has to be objective when he goes on there. The fuck?
Because it's proprietary. They're not going to share. It's how they make the big bucks. Both those companies. I mean, Apple is never going to send in somebody that's going to give up their trade secrets and their intellectual property. It's that simple. So we're left having to use companies that literally exist on this planet in order to try to figure out what's going on in those phones. And the bottom line is that I listened to Ian Whiffen. I didn't find him to be not credible. I found him to be a relatively credible witness. But did he answer the question for me? No. And probably the biggest reason for that is that there's companies that still.
I love Bob, bro, because like I've talked to Bob. You guys have seen me talk to Bob. Bob wants to be like, this guy's an asshole. Fuck that guy. but he can't. He's on Court TV. But you know, Bob wants to be like, fuck Ian Whiffen.
Show that search taking place, namely Axiom and Magnet, that for whatever reason, Celebrite, after the first trial, decided to remove whatever feature that was that would show those types of searches. And you know, for me, that was disturbing, you know, and it's one of those things where you're looking for a definitive answer because, as Margaret said, if the search took place at 2:37, it's done. You know, not only is it done for Karen Read, but that's incredibly powerful circumstantial evidence that something in fact went on in that house. So that investigation needs to be picked up in my estimation. So as far as, you know, I don't think I'm going to end up getting the answer in this trial either. You know, fortunately for me, there's some other science out there that I'm sure you're going to be getting into.
Yeah, we'll get into
pretty
it.
definitive in this case, and that's kind of where my head's always at.
Yeah, Allie's fucking awesome. I got to get her on the show too.
Yeah, but this is one of those issues that wins it for the defense. But Margaret, on the flip side, if the jury believes it's at 623, that's not a win for prosecutors. That's not an automatic win. This issue is only an automatic win for the defense if they believe 227. If it's 623, there's still a lot more that the prosecution needs to prove.
See, I've talked about this before.
Oh, there's a
too.
heck of a lot more.
I've talked about this before too. The fuck is what the fuck is the Commonwealth going to do when they prosecute Brian Walsh? What are they going to do? Because they're going to rely on Celebrite, are they not? I love how the very same Commonwealth in one case that they're prosecuting wants to totally discredit the accuracy of Celebrite. In one case, be like, no. It's an updated version. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And then, like, how it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me because then in the Brian Walsh case, they're going to use Celebrite data to prove their case. Dude, his Google searches are the most damning shit I've ever seen in my life. How long does it take before a body starts to stink? What? You know what I mean? Like, dude, Brian Walsh is so fucking guilty, dude. Like, he doesn't just have guilty face, because you look at that guy and, you know, you think, okay, yeah, he totally looks guilty, but we're objective people. We don't go by that. So we look at the evidence. What kind of case do they have against Brian Walsh? And amazingly, Michael Proctor, Trooper Michael Proctor, former Trooper Michael Proctor, I should say, he was the lead investigator in the Brian Walsh case as well. Now, you read his application, you read his request for a warrant for Brian Walsh's shit, you read his request for a warrant, it is every T is crossed, every I is dotted. It is, you can tell that Michael Proctor knows how to conduct a sound investigation. You know he knows what to do. What's up, Nurse Kim? It's good to see you. I'm sorry I didn't get to see you while I was here. But yeah, man, like, it's night and day. The way that Proctor conducted the investigation into Brian Walsh versus the way he conducted the investigation into Karen Read, it's night and day, man. Like, it is a stark contrast. I mean, so that alone is just, again, a drop in the bucket as to reasons why I know that Karen Read is being railroaded. Just a drop in the bucket of reasons why I am sure of it. Mike from Providence, thank you, buddy. Wild to think that neither side would have someone from Google to say what time the search was made. Right. Both sides could be scared of the answer because it would end the case one way or the other. That's That's a good point. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Forrest Dump, thank you so much. Knee help and cure for the Boston Glera. Brett Favre, copper knee brace, sent funds to your Venmo, bro. Glera, safe travels home. Yeah. Oh, thank you, man. Oh, yeah, that just came through. Thank you, guys. You guys, please, man. If you guys dig what I'm doing, I appreciate, but the only reason y'all even know about my goddamn knee is because I came to Boston. There's no way to hide me hobbling around with a fucking cane. I wouldn't have even told you guys about it. There was just no way to hide it. So the reason why I didn't do that is because I don't want fucking sympathy donos, dude. Please don't do that. I appreciate it and I'm grateful. But if you're supporting the channel because you enjoy the content, that's great. But don't do it because, you know, out of sympathy, even though I am very grateful and I appreciate that you feel that for me, you know, and that's great. But I really would prefer that you guys just support because you enjoy hearing me run my big loud mouth. Maniacal Miss, thank you so much. Did you see Nurse Kim's message? She wants to help you. No, I didn't. I saw that she was in the chat, but I didn't read her comment. Now I have to find it. Is Nurse Kim offering to be my nurse? That would be awesome. Because yes, I trust Nurse Kim. I trust her. Hold on. Oh, I love you too, Karen Kirkwood.
Vinny. Yeah, it's only a win at 227 for the defense because it creates a huge reasonable doubt as to, again, it goes to Alan Jackson's opening statement. There was no collision. There was no collision. It goes exactly to that. It's showing that there's something sinister going on in that 34 Fairview home. And Jen McCabe went home and she knew about it and she Googled Hosslong to die in the snow at 227. That shows that she's part of this big conspiracy and law enforcement cover-up. So that's a huge win for the defense. Game over. But the prosecution has so much to prove and they have each and every element of the offenses to prove as well.
All right, now y'all are just going crazy. Soaking it in cider. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, what is this, fucking 1782? What are you talking about? Soaking it in cider, bro. What the fuck are you people talking about? What's up, Britt Happens?
All right, Bob and Margaret are going to stick around. Coming up next, another big question. If John O'Keefe never entered the home, is Karen Read guilty? Is Karen Read a killer girlfriend?
That's actually a thing. Soaking. Are you into soaking? You guys know what that is? Let's take a hard left turn in this live stream. What do you guys think? Guys know what soaking is? I just recently found out about this maybe like a year or two ago. Like apparently this is something that Christians do, or like Mormons or some shit. Yeah, Mormons do this shit where like you can like just kind of like I'm not even gonna explain it. Never mind. I'm moving forward. There's no way I'm getting into that. Y'all can Google that shit. Y'all can fucking Google that shit. Google that. Don't, however, do not Google blue waffle. Don't ever do that. Okay? Do not ever Google blue waffle. Very important.
She's guilty.
Or the scapegoat in an elaborate cover-up.
Karen Read was raped.
Karen Reed is accused of murdering her police officer boyfriend.
And stated repeatedly, I hit him, I hit him.
She may end up taking the stand. Her first trial ended with a hung jury. They haven't proven anything.
Will a jury finally agree?
Yeah, man, I was really hoping to run into Michael Bryant, and I did, and he interviewed me a little outside of the courthouse. That was really cool. I was just hoping to say hi to the dude, man. I like that dude a lot. I love him and Linda, man. They're great.
Agree on a verdict. We know who did it.
Look, bro, like for a lawyer, you don't listen very well, bro. But I appreciate it. Thanks, Bob. For your peg leg at the end of your stumpa. But no, yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, dude.
The Karen Reed murder retrial. Live coverage today on Court TV.
I noticed the big SUV parked in front of the house.
I noticed looking out the window, I did notice the SUV in front of the mailbox, and then pulled up a little bit in front of the yard, and then stopped, and then pulled up again towards the flagpole.
A lot of people saw Karen Reed's SUV that night outside 34 Fairview, but nobody saw Karen Reed's vehicle strike John O'Keefe, and no one saw John O'Keefe on the ground. Those would be big issues, right?
You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, fucking Vinny knows, dude. Like when he says things like that, he's a smart guy. He can hear how fucking absurd it sounds, dude. You know what I'm saying? Danielle Franzi, thank you so much. Does Bob Alessi have a fun side, or is he all business all the time? No, man. Dude, Bob Alessi is a fun dude, man. Like, he's super cool, dude. Super, super, super cool. And yeah, he's fun. He's funny, and he fucking knows everything. That's all it is. Like, dude knows fucking everything. Dude is a pharmacist. Like, as soon as I walk into the courtroom, right? As soon as I walk into the courtroom,
it's right there.
My bad. As soon as I walk into the courtroom, Bill and Janet, Karen's parents, Bill and mom, they were there. They, and they, of course, they were concerned because they saw me with a cane and I was limping, and they were like, oh my gosh, what happened? And then I explained, and then they were like, Bill was like, listen, Bill goes, Bob Alessi is a pharmacist as well as a lawyer. And he says to take 3 Advils to start. The formula is 3 Advils, 6 hours later, 2 Tylenol, 6 hours later, 3 Advils, 6 hours later, 2 Tylenols. That's the recipe. Repeat. That's what Bob says. That's what he says. You got to do what Bob says. So I was like, all right. Yeah, it's everybody has been like super, super awesome. Yeah, everybody's awesome. And yeah, Bob was just, Bill is just fucking awesome. Yeah, I adore the Reeds, dude. They are just the nicest people in the world.
Right, that would be important testimony, but it doesn't exist here because you don't have that type of eyewitness testimony. But what we're looking at this hour are single issues in this case that can win it for one side or the other. And one of them involves John O'Keefe and where he was once he got out of Karen Reed's SUV. Take a listen. Again, this is Ian Whiffen testifying about John O'Keefe's last cell phone movement.
Around 12:31, 56 or 57 is the start of the health event, 36 steps.
How long? How many seconds does that phone move for?
20 seconds.
Dude, I can't like hear soaking without visualizing it. It makes me laugh, dude. I can't help it. Like when I think of soaking, I think of like how can you possibly be the worst lay in the world? Oh, soaking. There's a name for not knowing how to fuck and like being the worst fuck ever. That's how do you be the worst fuck ever? Engage in soaking. That's what you do. Code Man, thank you so much. Do you think Julie Grant's paid to take the other side? I absolutely think so. I mean, I have no proof of it, but I can't imagine why somebody with a platform like she has would just ignore the obvious and just like push this echo chamber of bullshit. Like she knows better. She has to know better. So I can't imagine why she's doing it. I don't think Court TV's paying her to do it. I mean, technically they are, but I don't think that they're directing her. I don't think her producers are going, you got to push this guilty idea. I think she's got some other incentive to do that. Because I mean, if they're paying Kate Peter, they're paying Julie Grant. You know what I mean?
12:31:56 to 12:32:16.
Correct.
So he's got the cell phone data and telling us when it stops and when he no longer moves and where that cell phone is, and he's saying it's outside of the house. Take a listen to Jen McCabe and Brian Albert testify about what didn't happen that night.
I saw a dark SUV out front.
Listen, man.
Did you?
If I'm Karen Reed, now I don't know what Karen Reed's plans are. I know she's hired a civil attorney, and that civil attorney attends court hearings. If I'm Karen Reed, I'm just making a list of assholes I'm gonna sue the shit out of when this is all over. Like, I'm making a list, bro. Straight up. And Julie Grant would be on that fucking list. Julie Grant would absolutely be on that list. If I'm Karen Reed, I'm like, yeah, keep talking, Julie. Keep going. Keep going.
Did you know whose SUV that was?
I believed it was Karen's.
Could you see who was in it?
No, I was expecting John and Karen to come into the house.
Oh, yeah. What am I doing?
Did they ever make it in the house?
No, they did not.
John never came into my house that night. He would have been welcomed, and the defendant would have been welcomed with open arms had they come in, and I wish they had. I really do.
Evidence that John O'Keefe was never inside 34 Fairview. Prosecutors have put it out there. That's what they are arguing to this jury. And that brings me to the next question in our investigation. If John O'Keefe never entered the home, is Karen Reed guilty? Once again, if John O'Keefe never entered the home, is Karen Reed guilty? Is it game over for Karen Reed if this jury believes that the prosecution proved that John O'Keefe never entered the...
I don't know why this is such a subject, but I'm fascinated by this subject. So, young black economist is like, soaking you still in and out, pretend to not move, which is why in reality it doesn't exist. It's just sex, but for cowards. Great point. Because nobody, and I mean fucking nobody, is sticking their dick in a vagina and not moving, bro. Like, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to order a fucking big old basket of fucking French fries and just smell them. Or I'm going to put them in my mouth and not chew them or swallow. I'm just going to, no, dude. No. Soaking is bullshit. Nobody does that, bro. There's no way dude is, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you going to bust a nut? Soaking. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
The home. Let's bring in
our experts to try to get some insight here. Joining us, longtime Massachusetts attorney Rick Grundy and criminal defense attorney Peter Ellikin, both locals out there. They know these juries. They know these courtrooms. They know the facts of this case.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you, Rick.
That's right. I forgot about that. So, so Justice Serve TV is my soaking expert in the chat. Thank you for that. So that's right. They have a friend jump up and down on the bed to cause the motion. Like, that's ridiculous. What is that shit? Dude, what kind of fucking, like, who's that person, bro? Who's the person who volunteers this? Oh, you guys are soaking? You soaking? Okay, yeah, I'll help you out. And then they jump up and down on the bed. What happens if that motherfucker breaks their knee, bro? What then? What then?
Rick, if John O'Keefe never entered the home, never got past the threshold of 34 Fairview, is Karen Read guilty?
So it certainly would bode extremely well for the prosecution. But I think, all of the questions this evening center on the big issue in this case, and that is that there is, for neither side, there is not a piece of evidence or a statement or one witness that nails it down for them, that is that foundation of the case. And secondly, there's really none of these major issues that there aren't two sides to be argued on. So if the defense doesn't wed them,
like, do you get bragging rights and say that you had a three-way? Is that, do you get to say you had a three-way if you're soaking and then somebody's jumping up on the bed, like doing you that solid? You know what I mean? I told you not, dude. I told you not to do that, Boston Stringler. Told you not to do that. Y'all don't listen to me, okay? When I tell you don't do it, that means don't do it. It doesn't mean do it. It means don't do it. Don't Google blue waffle. Dang.
Themselves too much to their theory like they did in the first case, and as they may do when they take over the defense case. They could come up with another theory as to, they met him on the yard and they beat him up there and it happened there. But, if they stick to this, it had to have happened in the house. It's a pretty mighty blow against them.
Let me ask you, Peter Ellikin, I want to play a little bit of the cross-examination of Ian Whiffen, because in his testimony about the cell phone data, he was kind of placing where the cell phone was. But there's one moment here on cross-examination that's a little interesting for the defense. Let's take a look.
Notably.
Bro, that's a legit question, dude. Is it a three-way, technically? Is it a three-way? That person is engaging in the act. Are they not? Do they got to be naked? They got to be touching somebody? No. Technically, that's a goddamn three-way, dude. High five to the soakers out there, bro. High five. Good for you.
The larger white circle covers a substantial amount of the house at 34 Fairview, correct?
Correct.
Bro. Mormons, bro. Listen, for those of you guys who really follow true crime cases, I know Bob knows what I'm talking about. I know Michael and Linda know what I'm talking about. Like, I know Britt Happens knows what I'm talking about. Those of you guys who follow like a lot of true crime cases, there's something fucking weird. For some reason, LDS comes up. If you follow enough cases, more often than not, the subject of Latter-day Saints comes up. It's super weird. I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But there's a whole, you guys, you don't even know, man. Like, y'all don't even know. Like, it's super weird. Liz, what's up? Thank you so much for gifting a membership. It's super weird. Like, But I think it's just like, I mean, they're their own shit. You know what I mean? Like there's what do you call it? Like Amish people. Like there's like straight mafia shit going on with the Amish. It's crazy. People just disappear, dude. Like, I mean, can you imagine that shit? Dude, looking innocent as fuck, driving a horse and buggy. They'll fucking disappear your ass, bro. It's crazy. They'll disappear your ass. Don't fuck with don't fuck with Amish people, dude. Don't fuck with them. They will fuck you up. Look at Jodi Arias, Mormon related case. Now I actually know Mennonite people. I went to a Mennonite church for a little while when I was a kid, and everybody seemed fine. I mean, maybe I was just too young to like, but everybody was fine. I mean, it honestly seemed like just any regular Christian, but maybe like the hardcore Mennonites, maybe. I don't know. But my experience with Mennonites were really moderate. It was just, they were just moderate Christians that went to church every Sunday. I had to go to Sunday school in the morning before service, and yeah. But yeah, maybe I don't know. Oh, okay, yeah, like Handmaid's Tale. I've been meaning to start that. I think I'm going to start that show. Since I'm going to be all laid up.
So, given your testimony on direct yesterday with Attorney Brennan, the phone of John O'Keefe, according to this depiction, could be anywhere within the largest white circle, correct?
Correct.
And therefore, over the next few hours, according to your report, the phone of John O'Keefe could be in the house, correct?
Based on the low accuracy information, yes.
Yeah, man, like they yeah, like that show, what was that show? Banshee? All that shit's real. I mean, it's a fictional show, but it takes place in an Amish community, and there's some like serious mafia type shit going on there. It's crazy, but that shit's real, man. Like Banshee's not real, but like the stuff that they depict in there, that shit does happen. It's crazy. It's bizarre. Oh, did you guys know that I've been noticing lately? Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Nurse Kim. All right. Thank you, Oasis Cat. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. I've noticed, and it's just an observation. I'm not saying bad or good, you know, like don't start fucking coming at me with homophobia and nothing like that. It's you know, it's just an observation that I noticed, man. But like some of these actors are like better actors than I ever saw. Dude, that dude who plays in Banshee, and I think his name is something Star with 2 R's. Anthony Starr is his name, I think. And he plays in The Boys as well. He's Homelander in The Boys, right? But I saw him on like Jimmy Fallon or something. Dude is super gay. Like it's crazy, super gay. But like, yeah, you know, like but always plays these very rugged masculine characters. You know what I mean? Like, dude, Pedro Pascal, I had no idea. I saw him at an award show. Like he was like, I think it was like the Screen Actors Guild Awards or something like that. And he accepted an award. And it was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I was like, what the? Like, yeah, he got up on stage and burst into flames. I was like, holy shit, man. I was like, you're a really good actor, dude. I had no idea, dude. I had no idea. Yeah, wild, dude.
So let me ask you, Peter, is it clear that he didn't enter the house, or what is going on here? Because this is a huge issue. No witness said that they saw, no one testified that they saw him enter the house. The cell phone data now, he's testifying to one thing. His graphic seems to show the possibility of something else. Is it clear that he never entered the house?
It's not clear either way. And of course, that goes to the defense. I kind of, I'm going to piggyback on what Rick just said. And then this is a case we do not have any proof positive. We don't have any knockout blow. We don't have any eyewitness. There's no smoking gun here. What we do have is two theories. Each kind of counteracts the other. The experts kind of cancel each other out. And when at the end of the day, if the jury doesn't, is that confused, then it goes to, it hasn't been proved beyond a reasonable doubt. So I agree with what Rick said on that case, on that matter. If hypothetically you had proof positive that he never entered the house, and that would be, I don't think it's a knockout. It's not game over, but it would be close to game over, because the jury, they want to, then they would ask the question, well, if not.
No, for real, dude. I was like, yo, the Mandalorian, bro? Really? Mandalorian comes up on stage and he's like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I was like, whoa, all right, okay. Now I know. All right. You're an even better actor than I thought, dude. Right on.
Didn't get in the house. If not her, then how did he die? Now I want to be clear. The law says you don't have to have an ulterior theory of what happened, and the defense doesn't have to come up with anything. The prosecution has to just prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. So even if you could prove that he didn't enter the house, the prosecution would be greatly helped, but they would have to show that that she actually hit him. It wouldn't be enough. Well, he didn't go in the house. She dropped him off. Obviously, she did it. The jury always wants to see an alternative theory, and I don't know there wouldn't be as many good theories. I mean, what happened? That he fell and tripped and hit his head? Or
no one's talking about the accident. No one is talking about him being under the influence and slipping in the snow. I'm fascinated by that. We have about.
Is that the show that was on Hulu, the mini series with Spider-Man? What's his name? God, what's that actor's name, man? The one that plays Spider-Man. He's the best Spider-Man, I think. Andrew Garfield. That's his name. So yeah, was that one? Yeah, that was a good one, man. That was a good one. That was fictional too, but it was good. Real good. I might watch that again.
About a minute left here, Rick. Let me ask you. The flip side of this is, if he did enter the house, is Karen Read not guilty?
I think it goes a long way in proving that, yeah. And again, this is because the Commonwealth has to prove something beyond a reasonable doubt. So they have to put forth a strong theory. They can't say, well, it could be this or it could be that. They wear their credibility thin there. So they've got to put out that, this happened out in the yard. He wasn't in there. If that evidence existed, they might have had a theory that he went in and came back out during the course of their argument. But as these things present, they're contested, and they're basically stones that they're fighting over. And in the eyes of the jurors, the individual jurors, before they collaborate, they're gathering these stones. And what's going to be dependent on the fortunes of their case is who builds the strongest wall out of those stones. Now, if it's tried with the defense putting the reasonable doubt out there, it's got to be the Commonwealth outdoes the defense and builds that stronger wall. if they get caught up like
You know
the
what's
first
interesting,
jury
Rick?
in picking up.
You're going real old school. You're building that wall with stones. Usually they build them with bricks these days. But we shall see. All right, Rick Grundy and Peter Elkin are going to stick around. Up next, if the tail light was not fully broken, is Karen Read not guilty?
Vinny, what about the fucking shoe, bro?
I'm Vinny Politan.
What about the fucking shoe, bro? Vinny, you're killing me, dude. Killing me. I got a remedy for this, bro. I got a remedy for it.
Into the glare
What about the shoe?
We continue our investigation of the tragic death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe, a man who was raising his orphaned sister's children when he died. Prosecutors say his girlfriend Karen.
I got really great news for you guys. I got really great news for you guys. I've been meaning to tell you guys this because I've been avoiding saying this, but I will have fucking satisfaction before the end of this trial about this goddamn shoe. Okay?
Karen Read murdered him. Here's the story.
John O'Keefe, a respected Boston police officer, was found lifeless in the snow outside a fellow officer's home in the early morning hours of a bitter January morning in 2022. But what began as a tragic death soon spiraled into one of the most controversial and sensational cases in recent memory. John O'Keefe and Karen Read's relationship was passionate but troubled, filled with love, tension, and growing suspicion. In the days before his death, their text messages showed emotional distance and rising conflict. Prosecutors allege that Karen Read struck him with her SUV and left John O'Keefe to die. But Read maintains she's being framed, pointing fingers at law enforcement.
He's so dramatic, bro. And left John O'Keefe out in the snow to die. Bro, relax, dude.
Enforcement and accusing them of a cover-up. Their once private love story has now become a public battleground, one where loyalty, justice, and truth now hang in the balance as the courtroom spotlight intensifies.
And this hour, we're taking a look at some really big issues in the case that if one side or the other wins, it could be game over. Game over for the prosecution or game over for Karen Read. Obviously, one thing we've been talking about since the beginning of this case is the tail light on Karen Read's SUV. I want you to take a listen to the testimony of a Dighton police officer from the first trial describing that tail light. And I also want to hear you listen. I also want you to listen to.
Yeah. Spanky almost said something to me, man. Like he walked right by me yesterday, like on the sidewalk. And like he never leaves out the front. I was surprised. Like him and Lally both left out the front yesterday, which is kind of weird. And they didn't answer any questions from the press, nothing. And then yeah, he looked right at me and was smiling. And Nan had asked me, she was like, "Do you think that Hank Brennan watches your show?" And I was like, "Absolutely." Because it's not like an ego thing. If Hank Brennan is looking for anything that he can use against Karen, because Karen's been on my channel twice, right? So if he's looking for anything that he can use against Karen, it's naive to say the least. It's ignorant, honestly, to assume that he's not watching all of us YouTubers who are covering this case. Guaranteed he's watching our channels. Guaranteed he's looking for anything that he could try to use against Karen Read. Like, if that's what he's doing, he's really dropping the ball by not watching YouTubers. You know what I mean?
To Bill Reed, who is
like he needs to be watching Defense Diaries, Melanie Little, Emily Baker. I guarantee you he's watching all of those channels. Me, Nurse Kim, guaranteed. Anytime Bettero is on somebody's channel, guaranteed.
Is Karen Read's father talking about what he saw when he looked at the taillight. Both of these descriptions are before the SUV is in the full custody of Michael.
Yeah, he's watching you guys for sure. He's watching you guys for sure.
Proctor and the Massachusetts State Police. Take a listen.
Saw that there was some damage to the right rear taillight.
Reddington does. Now this I'm glad Vinny's going over this. But yeah, Reddington definitely watches. I thought he was fucking with me. He asked me for an autograph and I thought he was joking. He was serious. It was weird. Reddington is out there, man. I like Reddington though. I really like him. I like Kevin Reddington. He's cool.
To my best ability and recollection, that tail light was not completely damaged. It was cracked and a piece was missing, but not completely damaged.
Boom. He offered that up. This is what's really important about Officer Barros, his testimony. Melanie Little's head bucket. I don't get that, but okay. I can't give you handle of the day because I don't get it. But all right. Thank you so much. Can you modulate your volume, please? Vinny is so loud, but can barely hear you. And if I turn you up, Vinny scares me. No, there's really nothing I can really do about it. Maybe. I don't know. Is that better? Can you guys hear me better? I did. Maybe the knob on my mic got turned down when I put it in my bag. But that's the best I can do there. Yeah, it's better. Okay, cool. So
broken taillight. Yes. Where exactly did you see it? Did you see it at your house? Or
a peak election, the right.
Take a listen.
See, this is really important because he offered this up, right? Officer Barros, the Dighton police officer who was there when they towed Karen Read's SUV from the Read residence in Dighton. Oh, okay. Yeah, nobody asked him. He just offered that information up. Like he was very, very specific. He was very specific. Like nobody asked him about the condition of the taillight.
Saw that there was some damage to the right rear taillight. To my best ability and recollection, that tail light was not completely damaged. It was cracked and a piece was missing, but not completely damaged.
See, that tells me that this dude has been following this case and like saw pictures of the tail light all fucked up. And he was like, that shit did not look like that when I saw it. That's not what that shit looked like.
broken taillight?
Yes.
Where exactly did you see it? Did you see it at your house or did you see it at Meadows?
I saw it at both places. So when we left the hospital, Karen wanted to see the children. And so my son drove us to Meadows. When I got out of the car, I saw it. And then when I had a cup of coffee and left there, we cleaned off the back, and I saw it as right here. And so I know what I saw.
So there was still red left?
Oh, absolutely. I would not have driven that car, all right, in the blizzard conditions that were present that morning, early afternoon, with anything of serious impairment. I just would not have done it.
Okay, so both sides agree the taillight was broken. It's a matter of degree. Was it fully broken or was it just partially broken? And these images you're looking at are images before the car is in the custody of the Massachusetts State Police. It's just after 5 in the morning when Karen Read is driving out of the driveway and going to meet up with Kerry Roberts and Jennifer McCabe and search for John O'Keefe. So you look at that right tail light, that's what we're talking about. Is it fully broken? Is it just...
Thank you so much, Shauna LeBlanc. Speaking of autographs, could you donate an autographed photo to our 90s Free Karen Read and Turtle Boy fundraiser, please? I don't even know what that is. What fundraiser? But yeah, I'm happy to donate whatever I can. Sure. Oh, thanks. Not for my knee. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Partially broken, just a piece that was broken by Karen Read when she backed it into John O'Keefe's car. All that brings us to the next question in our investigation. And this is one we spent a lot of time talking about, but now we're going to be very direct. If the tail light was not fully broken, is Karen Read not guilty? Right? If there's just a piece missing and not that huge part of white on the taillight that we've seen in evidence photos, is Karen Read not guilty? Joining us, Rick Grundy, Bob Motta, two great attorneys. All right, let's understand this. Let's try to figure this out. Bob, from your perspective, if the taillight, if this jury believes it, and if it's proven, and if the fact is that it's just partially broken, not fully broken, like in the final photographs we've seen of this SUV, is Karen Read not guilty?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, of course. Because the biggest issue is, how do you explain?
Man, I love that. I love that Bob said verbatim exactly what I said. I had never watched this before. So I love that Bob said exactly how he answered that exactly how I did, like word for word. That was awesome. Yeah.
Explain.
Of course, bro. What kind of stupid question is that?
40 plus pieces being strewn about 34 Fairview, if not for that. I mean, that's when you get into the, was this stuff planted? Because if the damage was minuscule or it was one cracked piece as opposed to the entire housing, the plastic housing being removed, as the pictures we've seen from the Sallyport, there's no way that the Commonwealth is going to be able to explain that in terms of the damage. So if it's a minor damage, that's clearly explained by the fact that she backed into John.
I just wish I was more patient, dude. Court TV will never, ever ask me to be on there. Never. Because they know I'm going to go, you've got to be fucking stupid. Like, I can't do what Bob's doing. I can't do it. I don't have the patience for it. Like, Bob is a fucking oak, dude. Because I know he wants to be like, dude, come on, bro. Why are we even having this conversation? I know he wants to. You know what I mean? I don't have the patience. I'm going to be like, Vinny, is that a fucking serious question, dude? Like, I could refrain from cussing, but the snark, no way. No way could I hide it. No way I could hide it. This is too ridiculous. I can't just pretend like this isn't the most fucking absurd thing I've ever heard of. Yeah, you have to be nice on Court TV. That's what I'm saying is I can't do what you and Melanie Little have done and Nick Rocco does. I can't fucking do it, dude. I mean, I can refrain from cursing, sure, but I wouldn't have patience for such ridiculously obvious, like, questions with such obvious answers. I just, come on, Vinny, really, dude? I know you know.
John's vehicle. We all seen it. You know, you see the tire move. We know there was a big debate, if you'll remember, whether or not there was any contact made. And then when the defense pointed out, just look at the tire on the vehicle of John's vehicle, and you see it move. So you know there was contact made there. So as far as I'm concerned, if the entire taillight doesn't look like it looked in the Sally Port, then clearly she's not guilty.
Right.
All right, let me ask you, Rick. I'm going to put another picture up. This is from 8:23 a.m. Again, this is from One Meadows. This is before the state police have custody of the car. Take a look. Is the right tail light in this photo fully broken or not fully broken?
No, I couldn't.
You'll never get me to tell because
I couldn't do it, dude. I couldn't do it. Like, let me put this on pause for a second. You guys need to see something first off. Hold on. See if I can find it. Look, dude. Kingdom Radio made this video, and it's great. But check it out, dude.
About John O'Keefe sneakers. What are they?
This is fake, you know, like it's just Kingdom Radio made it look like I was on Court TV, but this is basically how this would go if I was on Court TV talking about the shoe.
Same.
On the bottom, white. He goes, no. He's like, no, bro, that shit is fucking black, dude. Like, you can see the snow on top of it. Look at it, dude. Use your eyes.
It appears that the sole of the shoe is darker in color. It might be the lighting. It might be the snow packed onto it.
Shadows don't work like that, bro. Where
they don't work
you
like
can
that.
See white, and I mean white, right here, dude. Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, dude. Shadows don't fucking work like that.
Yeah, and it's a big discussion online too. Everyone is posting pictures of the shoe in the snow next to the shoe in evidence and saying one has a black sole, one has a white.
You gotta use your eyes, Beanie. Look at it, bro. That's how that would go down. Don't fucking, like, I would totally pull a Daniel Day-Lewis and be like, don't be thick in front of me, Vinny. I know you got eyes. I know you can see the sole of that shoe is black. And I know you know shadows don't fucking work like that.
I couldn't possibly, it would be a total guess looking at this. I agree with Bob in the sense that if a juror or the jury finds that it was not fully broken, and by that I assume you mean all that glass had come out, they've got 47 fingers pointing at corruption. And the Commonwealth can argue, you know what, look at everything else. And the jurors might. The jurors might just say, oh, you know, the taillight stuff doesn't add up. But the I hit him adds up, and the cell phone information adds up. So, again, I think it's a tough case to say any one piece is a home run. But that single finding by a jury would sanctify the defense argument that Proctor not only is a bad guy when he's talking about other people, but he's a corrupt investigator that was in charge of
Like, because Annie's right. Annie's right. There are other pictures of the shoe in the snow, and the sole of the fucking shoe is white. I'm saying the shoe marked as evidence, the picture of the shoe marked as evidence shown in court is not the same shoe as the shoe that Bukkake pulled out of a goddamn evidence bag. It's not the same shoe. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that the other pictures, I'm saying that picture that was marked as evidence and used in court as evidence has a black fucking sole.
of this case.
All right, Bob, let me flip it for you. I want to put that 823 photo up again. And if the jury looks at this and believes that this is consistent with the Sallyport evidence photo and it's fully broken, is it game over for Karen Read? If they look at this and say, oh yeah, I'm looking at that right tail light and I don't see any red on the outer part of that right tail light, is Karen Read, is it then game over and she's guilty?
Oh, man. I'm good. I'm actually really good, Meredith. Thank you. I mean, I'm feeling it a little bit, but yeah. But I did book for, and I changed my flight, and I'm staying an extra day because I'm hoping to go to that Sox game tonight, man. I really want to do that. I just hope it doesn't get rained out, but I feel like it's going to get rained out. It feels like it's going to get rained out. But I'm feeling okay. I'll probably get a nap in. Like today, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that there's no court, but I'm still in Boston. So I'll probably go somewhere and eat or something. I don't know. But I don't want to go crazy because, you know, I'm fucking crippled. I don't want to be lugging my fucking bum leg all over town if I don't have to. Oh, you're at Fenway right now? So is it going to be rained out or what? What do you think, Antonio? Give us the deets, homie.
If you're going to be practical about it and you look at the picture, the back of the vehicle is covered with snow. I don't know if that's snow or if that's that empty casing. You cannot.
I know you don't know, but what if
kind of evidence?
Again, I'm cutting you off, Bob. I hate doing it, but I just want to follow up. Not what you're seeing. I'm telling you, 12 jurors look at that.
All of you guys are convinced it's going to be rained out. Yeah.
And say, oh my goodness, there is no red on that right tail light. If they all agree to that, is Karen Read guilty?
No word yet on the game. Okay.
Well, in order for them to get there, they'd have to ignore two highly qualified guys from ARCA who are going to come in and say that they're
easy right there. See, that's exactly what I would have said. It's exactly what I would have said. ARCA. It's a fucking that's it. It's a done deal. That's my winner of any argument. Any dude. ARCA. That's it. Like the ARCA experts. They were independent. They were hired by the fucking feds. Brennan did everything he could to get their testimonies thrown out. Everything he could. And I mean, yeah, like I wish I could come back here, honestly. But yeah, it's definitely the ace. It's definitely the ace, Bob. Agreed.
that damage was not caused by a motor vehicle pedestrian impact. and that John O'Keefe's injuries are not consistent with being struck by a motor vehicle. So if we lived in a world where they were able to, completely ignore those two guys and what I think is very credible evidence, I guess, you have to ignore all the other facts in order to reach that conclusion with regard to the taillight. If you're going to just live in the taillight world, it's a difficult case in a lot of different ways. But at the end of the day, the defense has zero burden to prove anything in this case.
Right.
That lays all with the Commonwealth. And it's a really, really hard case for them to prove. It's just is.
Rick, I look at this, and if I believe that if all 12 agree one way or the other, they may not agree, but if they agree one way or the other that it's just partially broken, she's not guilty. If it's fully broken, she is guilty, because I can't think of any other explanation for either scenario, right? If the Massachusetts State Police take custody of the car and it's only partially broken, then they're planting evidence. If it's fully broken, all the pieces are at 34 Fairview.
Exactly. Yes. Outside of any other evidence, if this is what they were sent with and they came to a unanimous decision that it was not broken as described by the police, that's a not guilty. And vice versa. Not quite as strong, I think, for the prosecution's case, but certainly on the defense side.
All right. Big thank you, Rick Rundy, Bob Motta. Appreciate your valuable time. We will speak again. Still to come, if Karen Read said, "I hit him," is she guilty? Does Karen Read?
You definitely should, Bob. You definitely should come to Boston. Like, I think you would absolutely love to be able to pick the brains a little bit of her defense team. Now, they can't talk about the case. They don't, they're very careful not to do that. But when it comes to general knowledge and things like that, they're just awesome to talk to, general stuff about the law and things of that nature. They're like, but they don't ever discuss the case.
A killer girlfriend?
She's guilty.
Or the scapegoat in an elaborate cover-up?
Karen Read was free. We know who did it.
The Karen Read murder retrial. Live coverage today on Court TV. As Sean Diddy Combs faces a federal jury, Court TV's Kelly Craft is live from New York.
It was an emotional day in court.
With every development, the Diddy sex trafficking trial. Live updates on Court TV.
For you.
I didn't think I hit him, but could I clipped him? Could I tagged him in the knee?
Yeah, like the jury at this point is like over this bullshit that Brennan is trying to pull with these clips. Like most of them are just like, like as soon as they start, they just sit there like, like they don't necessarily react, but they're not impressed and they're not shocked. They're not anything when it comes to these clips. They don't see them so far. They don't seem to be in the in the area of being blown away by the things that she's saying. She's not saying anything incriminating. You could tell that they just kind of see this like, well, they're just these clips. There's no context to them either. Like, you don't even know the question that's being asked. You don't know what she says just before that and just after it, right? So it's just it's a shitty fucking it's a shitty like showman lawyer's trick. It's a defense attorney's trick. It's a high profile defense attorney's trick. And they see it that way. And I would imagine that they see it that way because it's pretty obvious. And I would imagine that they're not impressed by it.
And incapacitated him. He didn't look mortally wounded as far as I could see, but could I have done something that knocked him out?
That's one of the clips of Karen Reed from interviews with the media that's being played for the jury in her retrial.
Thank you, Jeannie Lynn.
And there she's talking about, could I have clipped him? Meaning, could she have struck John O'Keefe? Questioning it. Now, during the course of this trial, like in the first trial,
that's
the prosecution.
That's a great way to put it, Connor McAnus. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Is Super Bowl ads, basically. Super Bowl ads right in the middle of the trial. Like he's putting on a show.
Prosecution has presented witnesses who said they heard Karen Reed that morning when she pulls up to 34 Fairview, finds John O'Keefe in the snow. The emergency responders show up. Jen McCabe is with her. Take a listen to.
Okay, yeah, parlor tricks, but where's the evidence? Right, exactly, Bob. So parlor tricks, but where's the evidence? I'm waiting for you to present a case. Because the thing is, you got to understand, the defense's case is just more interesting. The jury is engaged because they could be sitting there thinking, okay, well, they must have a good reason to have arrested her. We must be here for a good reason. So there's this subconscious assumption in a lot of them, probably, that she's guilty, right? Where there shouldn't be, but it just is. That's how it works. But the more this trial goes on, I got to tell you, the last 2 days, I didn't get that impression from the jury at all. I didn't get the impression from the jury that they were at all impressed by Brennan or Lally. And they were very impressed by Alan Jackson, or at least interested in Alan Jackson. And Alessi too. David hasn't really done a whole lot of arguing in this case yet. Or in this trial, I should say, not in this case, but in this trial. I'm hoping to see more of him doing some cross and doing some questioning. I'm hoping.
To what they say they heard Karen Reed say.
When you looked up and saw that person and asked about any background, what did she say to you?
I hit him.
This guy.
How clearly do you remember her words?
You could tell the guy's lying. You could tell he's scared of being caught in a lie. Look at him.
About any background, what did she say to you?
I hit him.
Look at him. That's a lying piece of shit right there. This is a lying sack of fucking monkey shit.
How clearly do you remember her words saying to you, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him?
I remember it very distinctly.
Well, I asked another question. Once we had come to a stop, I asked if there had been any significant trauma that happened that preceded this. And she answered with a series of statements that she repeated.
It's really funny because none of the liars in this case are good liars, dude. Like, none of them are good liars, dude. Like, Jen McCabe is the best liar out of all of them, and she still sucks. She's still an obvious piece of shit. Like, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. So, like, it's really fascinating to see these people like lie and be terrible at it.
Repeated, I hit him. There was a woman next to us who told her to calm down, stop talking, calm down, you're hysterical. So she repeated, I hit him. And a police officer asked her, said, you what? And she repeated it, and I hit him.
Bro, like, they show video. Like, these people try fucking saying when the shit happened. Like, I remember it very well. I was right here and I was right here. And then they show fucking dash cam footage from one of the responding officers' vehicles. And like, it's nothing. It totally contradicts what they're saying. It's great. Like it's just really funny to see these people lie and then like get caught. Dude, like, I laughed so, like, when I couldn't laugh in the courtroom, but when I thought about it later, I laughed so fucking hard when I saw Bob Alessi. Like, it totally happened. Like, it was just cool to be there, and where Alan Jackson Bob Alessi is cross-examining this Aperture guy, right? And Jackson, he's already proven the guy's lying. He's already done it. And Jackson just fucking passes him a note, right? And Bob is like, did you know, were you aware that the University of Alabama does not offer such a degree? Like, dude, I just, everybody in the courtroom was just like, dude. Like, bro. Because the thing is that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Like, Karen, Jackson, Liza, David, they are sitting there and they are researching. They're digging up everything. They're going through every witness's social media, everything, LinkedIn, everything. That's what Karen is sitting there doing. David, I think what he's doing is like almost like like acting as their own court reporter. Like he's taking everything that's being said and typing it on his computer. I could just see what's being said on David Iannetti's laptop. But everyone else, yeah, dude, like Karen is just sitting there straight up researching, digging into every fucking thing about you. That's what she's doing. It's great.
Him.
So, like, as if it wasn't enough to prove this guy was lying with all the bullshit that he put on that, whatever, that application to testify or whatever it was. Like, just like in the middle of his testimony, they're researching and digging and figuring shit out. It's brilliant.
Did you hear or do you remember the defendant saying anything to the first responder?
Yes.
What did she say?
She told the first responder, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him.
The testimony is very clear. And prosecutors saying this is a confession. This is direct evidence. It's not circumstantial evidence. This is direct evidence coming from the defendant herself, which brings us to the next question in our investigation. If Karen Reed said, I hit him, is she guilty? Could it be that simple? That if Karen Reed said, I hit him, is that a confession? Confessing to the crime, is she guilty? Let's bring in our guest who will help us answer this question. Former prosecutor, host of It's a Crime with Margaret McLean. Margaret McLean is with us. And Peter Ellikin, great criminal defense attorney up there in Massachusetts as well.
Oh, man. I thought Linda was the host of It's a Crime. I mean, she doesn't really do anything anymore. Like, she used to be really active. And she was doing really well. Hold on, let me hear the question again. If Karen Reed said, I hit him, is she guilty? Fuck no, she's not. Exactly. Yeah, great point. Bob, I agree with you. Let's elaborate on that for a second, because the reason why it doesn't make her guilty is because she was under duress. She was freaking out. She was in a panic mode. That's not an admission of guilt. That is, oh my God, she is in the context that even if she had said that in that context, it is still someone who doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't realize what's happening. She's asking questions. She's in a panic state. That's not valid, dude. Like, that'll never fly. That would never fly in any other case. Any defense attorney would fucking be able to just shut that down. And we know she didn't say it, because why in the fuck wasn't this in any report? Why didn't the EMT go, well, dude, she fucking just told me she fucking hit him with her fucking SUV, dude. She fucking hit him with the SUV. That would have been talked about all over. God, that would have been put in reports. I mean, tonight, tail light shown at 8:23 a.m. Was edited white. Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel that way too.
Guilty. Let's bring in our guest who will help us answer this question. Former prosecutor, host of It's a Crime with Margaret McLean. Margaret McLean is with us. And Peter Ellikin, great criminal defense attorney up there in Massachusetts as well. So let me ask you, Peter, if she said, I hit him, those exact words, no variation of that, those words, I hit him, is she guilty?
No. And I'll tell you, first of all, I do have to concede that an alleged confession certainly.
Okay, Peter, the answer is actually fuck no.
Is one of the stronger pieces of evidence of the prosecution. But here, she was hysterical. She was out of her mind. People record that she was saying, could I have hit him? Did I hit him? Do you think I hit him?
Wait.
I hit him.
Objection, Peter. I am referencing those three specific words. Those three words, not the variation of them. We'll get it.
No, dude, he's answering your question, Vinny. Give the guy a break. Like, Vinny, like, Peter was answering Vinny's question. That is the correct answer to that question. There is no other answer to it. That is the correct answer. No. It does not make her guilty, because even if she said those words, she still said the variation of the words too. All of these things together under in a panicked state. That does not make her guilty. Not at all. Not even close.
We'll get into that in a second. But you are saying even if the jury believes she said, I hit him, that is not necessarily guilty.
Yes, because of the buildup to it, it evolves into I hit him from all that hysteria. And then in support of that, we know that for hours during the evening, we have text messages and phone calls, and she's hysterical and out of her mind with grief or whatever. And she is saying, like, where are you? I mean, that would show that she really doesn't know that she hit him. If we've got hours of where are you? How come you're not calling me back? Are you with another woman? And I'm furious at you and et cetera. That shows the hysterical state of mind, first of all, and that she didn't know that she hit him at all. And finally, I just want to wrap this up by saying that all these people who said that they heard him, and I'll give you that example again. Jen McCabe heard her confess to a homicide, and yet she doesn't tell anybody for ages, and she goes in front of a grand jury, and she doesn't happen to mention, oh, by the way, she confessed to a homicide.
Right.
And she doesn't even say it then, but now later on at the trial, then she said, no, that I heard I hit him. So that's not credible also. But I mean, the fact that she was in such a state of hysteria and these witnesses, didn't come up with it.
That shit doesn't fly. That shit, it's got no teeth on it. You know what I mean? You can't, that's not going to fly in court, dude. Any defense attorney will shut that down. Like that's Cracker Jack box fucking lawyering right there, bro. Anybody could fucking figure that out.
With it at the time when they actually heard a confession and didn't tell anybody. I don't think this is a knockout blow at all. This is not game over.
Margaret McLean, what do you think?
No, because it helps the prosecution. But remember, for every charge, the prosecution has to prove each and every element beyond a reasonable doubt. So let's go through it. Second-degree murder, have to prove 1, she caused his death. 2, she intended an act that she knew could cause his death. So that's dropping John off, pulling forward, backing up at a high rate of speed, 24 miles an hour, knowing he's right there. And then there's a strong likelihood that she could cause his death. So the prosecution has to prove all those elements. Now, 2, vehicular manslaughter under the influence of alcohol. There are 5 elements that have to be proved. Operation on a public way under the influence of intoxicating liquor, that's 0.08 or above. 4, that she operated the motor vehicle recklessly or wantonly, knowing that somebody could be killed and that John O'Keefe was killed. Now, 3, leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death. There are 6 elements that the prosecution has to prove. 1, operation. 2, public way. 3, she knew she hit him. 4, the collision resulted in death. 5, she failed to stop and provide her license and registration and her information. And 6, by failing to do so, she did it.
It's still very interesting to me that they never even filled out an accident report. That never even happened.
Because she wanted to avoid arrest or prosecution. So just that I hit him alone doesn't do it on any of the charges.
You know what's interesting, Peter? In the first trial, the first jury, I spoke with one of the jurors about this issue, and he didn't believe it was a confession. He did not believe that the
Yeah, but Ronnie doesn't count. Ronnie's a fucking douche.
Statements were a confession. It was kind of foggy, like what exactly did she say? What exactly did she mean? Let's take a listen to Jen McCabe here during the retrial.
She's doing a lot of screaming, a lot of repetitive, is he dead? Is he dead? Is he dead? Could I have hit him?
When the EMTs were around and they were working on the body, she was running around and saying, did I hit him? Did I hit him? Is he dead? Is he dead?
So you get a mix from some of the witnesses, like you pointed out, Peter, that sometimes they're hearing, I hit him, and other times, did I hit him? And that seems to soften the alleged confession here.
And also, they're all talking about how absolutely out of her mind, hysterical.
Vinny, the problem is that it's not a fucking confession, man. It's not a confession. Context is what makes it a confession. The words don't make it a confession.
crazy and she's not making sense and she's babbling on and they can't kind of calm her down. So whatever she said, if she said
I shot the clerk. I shot the clerk. I shot the clerk. That's not a confession. It's not a confession, dude.
I hit him, but
Nightclubs, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Pre-trial, Hanky was caught using the edit app on that taillight. You better BT trouble shows the editing. Sallyport taillight shows edited white stripe. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, so you're saying YouTuber BT. I don't know who YouTuber BT is. BT Trouble? I don't know who that is, but thank you.
But again, I really have to place that in context with she builds up to it saying, did I hit him? Could I have hit him? And then I hit him. Oh, I must, it's sort of like I must have hit him. And, but in all that craziness, I think that really, the testimony of the prosecution witnesses here really helped build up that idea that she's just babbling and saying anything at that time. And as I said, it's supported by all the text and phone calls all that night. And again, I can see why that juror said, I don't really know that that's a confession, that, that babbling crazy stuff.
And that's the bottom line right there. If you don't know, then that's doubt. That's doubt. If you don't know, then that's doubt. If you simply don't know if that's a confession or not, if you're sitting there scratching your head over it and you're a juror, you cannot vote guilty. You cannot convict her based on that. Ren L, thank you so much. BS guys say he read a report. I don't know.
So no, I don't think this knocks her out of the box.
All right. I want to thank both of you for coming on tonight. Margaret McLean, It's a Crime with Margaret McLean. Check out the podcast. And Peter Ellikin, he's got a whole bunch of books out there as well. He's a prolific writer in the world of law. Thank you both so much. Now, all the issues we talked about tonight, from my perspective, are really make it or break it issues for both sides. Issues that can make the difference between guilty and not guilty. But there's a big question here, because you're going to have 12 jurors who come into that courtroom, don't know each other. Will they be able to agree?
I've seen those taillight videos. I've seen them.
Be unanimously about the facts in this case, or will they once again be divided? I'm Vinny Politan. We'll keep digging for answers as the investigation continues.
All right, Vinny. No, man. Vinny's all right. Y'all need to lay off Vinny. He's all right. He's just doing his job. Oh, thank you, DB. Appreciate it. Thank you, Will DeGlare, for streaming the whole time you're in Boston. It's appreciated. You take the time for us. Respect. Haven't been streaming the whole time I've been here. I actually barely streamed. I got to do the stream with Annie, which was awesome. And Larry. That was awesome. And I went live from like Estee's car one time when we were on our way to court. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I love hanging out with you guys, man. And so like it gets to a point where I really miss it. And so, you know, Okay. Oh, what was that? Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, we now let's mess with this a little bit. Because I haven't even watched this one yet, but well, I did watch this one. Let's go over that first because I got questions. So make sure, guys. I mean, you probably already did, but make sure to stop what you're doing right now and go give this video a like. My boy Microdots is wicked smart.
Special thanks to Olivia Lambo for pointing this out. Follow her on X.
Yeah, follow Olivia
Let's
on
set
X.
the stage. It's day 18 of the grueling case against
Jay Coop, thank you so much. Everyone, if you can give even $1 for Defense Fund. Also, Turtle Boy Chili's dinner going towards Karen Reed Defense Fund. That would be fun. Yeah, right on. Yes. Yeah, I have Karen Reed's Defense Fund pinned to the top of the chat. So if you are feeling generous, please help her out. So yeah, Microdot's just amazing.
against Karen Reed.
Now, you guys, hold on. Let's do this real quick. All right, let's watch this.
Reed. Judge Beverly Cannoni, long accused of harboring a bias in favor of the prosecution, is eager to wrap up an excruciating day of cross-examination. On the stand is Commonwealth expert witness Shannon Burgess, who's just been exposed for lying about his educational credentials and misrepresenting his communications with lead prosecutor Hank Brennan. And Brennan himself has been hemorrhaging credibility for putting such a deeply flawed witness on the stand in the first place.
Were you notified within the last 72 hours that someone from the defense accessed your publicly available or viewed your publicly available LinkedIn account?
No, I was not aware.
This is almost certainly a lie. For his employer, Aperture Forensics, to remove that link, they must have been notified somehow that his educational background was of interest to the defense. That is information only he would know, as the holder of the account.
Are you aware that within the last 72 hours, that hyperlink on Aperture's official website was disabled?
No, I was not aware.
Are you aware that now if you try to go on that link, that you can't, that it's disabled?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Oops.
Do you know whether anyone from Aperture directed someone within Aperture to disable your LinkedIn account within the last 72 hours?
No, I'm not.
Have you spoken to anybody at Aperture about your LinkedIn account?
No, I have not.
And at the end of his disastrous testimony, Aperture Forensics went a step further and added this watermark stating, not for expert designation to his biography on their website. Another reputation ruin.
That's it. That means like, yo, don't even come at us about having this guy testify as an expert in court. He's no expert as far as we're concerned. We don't claim this motherfucker is an expert, bro. Nope. That shit is very funny to me, dude. Like they slapped this watermark on his shit, dude. Like, like a dunce cap. That is so funny. Nightclubs, thank you so much. Be in Trouble 331 is the content creator, shows how Hanky edited the taillight pics and to look white. He shows how John couldn't break the taillight. Yeah, I mean that sounds real interesting and everything. I appreciate it. I don't know why it's not allowing you to join. Go into the description. There's a link in the description that you can click on. Maybe that'll work.
Ruined for taking part in this fabricated case. Burgess is experiencing involuntary facial spasms under the extreme pressure.
Look at my man's face, bro.
You've been pursuing a bachelor.
Look
If I did
under the extreme pressure.
Richie's pause game, bro.
If I did the math correctly, sir, you've been pursuing a Bachelor of Science degree for 17 years, correct?
That is correct.
His LinkedIn,
What about
his
the
credentials. Anything on his credentials at all?
It's called fraudulent. It's fraudulent.
It's fraudulent.
And you have not obtained it as you sit here today.
That is correct.
And yet there are the various documents that we.
So, like, while everybody is, he doesn't, it happens the next day, because unless he wasn't done with this cross on this day. So while everybody is scrambling to figure out, and arguing the semantics over whether or not he was seeking this bachelor's degree, he was pursuing it, right? Which he doesn't state in the federal case. He basically just says, yes, I have a bachelor's in mathematics and whatever the fuck else, right? I mean, Super Paul. That's it. What is the science used for deciding or figuring out if something causes force, blah blah blah? Alan Jackson asked Trooper Paul, and he was like, and I'm yelling at my screen going, physics, bro. And he goes, math? Is it math? So this guy puts on his shit that he's got a bachelor's in math. I remember that class. It was right between recess and lunch. My boy's wicked smart.
We've seen that state that you have obtained the Bachelor of Science, correct?
Again, with errors or misinterpretation. Yes.
Once Robert Alessi finishes dismantling the witness over
Correct.
his false claims about his credentials, he shifts focus to the larger issue at hand. He presses Shannon Burgess on the revisions made to his report, alterations that conveniently.
How does it feel to have the entire state of Massachusetts think of you as a fucking clown forever, bro? This guy is never, ever going to fucking be able to step foot in a public place in Massachusetts without somebody being like, oh, look, it's that fucking dickhead who lied about his fucking college education in a fucking murder trial, bro. Well, that's not Richie's voice, dude. That's like a AI thing that he uses. That's no. Richie joked about that one time. We were at a dinner and he was like, man, you know how hard I work to get my voice to sound like that? It's actually like it sounds like it's a Ewan McGregor like it's made to sound like Ewan McGregor, I think.
Adjusted the Commonwealth's timeline midway through the trial. Although Hank Brennan previously claimed to be surprised by the updated report, no one seriously believes that. Alessi methodically uses the report's own language to demonstrate it was, in fact, revised at Brennan's direction.
You did delve into that, and pretty heavily,
There
in
it
your
is.
May
Lots
8th
of
report,
voice
correct?
coaching.
Correct.
Oh man.
And you delved into that pretty heavily in the middle of this trial, correct?
What's up, Richie?
So after the trial, do you know the trial started around April 22nd in this case? Generally?
Yes, generally.
So let's do the timeline on this. January 30th, 2025.
Bro, my man fucking put the wrong my man was 24 hours off in his research, bro. In his experiments, in his studies, in working on this case. My man was working on the wrong fucking day, bro. The wrong day. January 30th. This guy is a fucking retard, bro. I can't even believe this guy. Like, dude. Yeah, that guy is never ever not paying for sex again, dude. Ever. Like, that's it. That's it. That guy is and I mean, dude. Yeah, that's it. That dude is only banging hookers for the rest of his life. No woman is gonna be like, nah, dude. I mean, already, I don't know what's going on with his hair, dude. I don't know what's going on with that fucking that knot on the top of his fucking front of his head. It's really weird. He is a chronic masturbator. Oh my god, dude. This guy is just a fucking clown, bro. Look at this. Dude, just let it go, bro. I don't understand people who do this. Like, let it go. Shave your fucking head, bro. Like, why does he have a 90s grunge fucking little, like, what do you call that? It's not a goatee. It's not a goatee. It's like a, I don't know what you call it. I don't even know what you call it. Yeah, the vertical stripe under his lip. Fucking weird. Yeah, soul patch. The soul patch. That's what you call those things. I forgot about that. Like, bro, that doesn't look cool, dude. It just doesn't look cool. You know what I mean? Not when your hair looks like that. You know what I mean? Like, you're not giving off Matt Dillon in Singles vibes right now. That's not happening. You know what I mean? You're not giving off those vibes, dude.
You prepare your initial report, correct?
Correct.
In that initial report, you mentioned nothing about TechStream event 1162.1, correct?
Correct.
In that report, you mentioned nothing about TechStream event 1162.2, correct?
Correct.
The trial starts April.
Yeah, bro. This guy's in a band that plays fucking Creed covers, bro. And they play the shit wrong. This guy's in a band that plays like Creed and Puddle of Mud fucking covers and shit. Some shitty fucking band. He plays bass. Oh my god, bro. I can just see him fucking All right, man. Well, hey, dude, when you were singing Arms Wide Open, man, when you hit that note, man, that was awesome, dude. Totally. I think that girl was looking at you, bro. What's up, LV Cops? Bro needs to shave like a sexy producer. Steve. I can't with this guy, bro. We're the arms wide open.
April
Dude, when you hit that
22nd,
note,
correct?
that shit
Correct.
was fucking awesome.
Generally.
No, the trial in this case, this trial about April 22nd, after the trial starts and after witnesses, of course, are appearing, you prepare another report, correct?
Correct.
And that's your May 8th report,
Correct.
right?
Thank you, nightclubs. Again, wow, thank you. Hanky said Karen Reed confessed to Gretchen Voss. Hanky said he was calling Mr. Reed since he claims Karen Reed confessed to him also. We can say those were lies also. Yeah, they were. Ridiculous. Dude, that shit made me so mad. The chronic soaker. Oh my God. The subject of soaking has snuck its way back into the chat. Oh no.
Right in the middle of this trial.
Correct.
I'm going to read the first line of your May 8th, 2025 report.
Okay.
Do you have it in front of you, sir?
I do. Yes.
Bro.
It starts, Dear Mr. Brennan. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
My man, what is going on there, dude? Like, this guy just won't let it go. He's like, no, I'm not bald. Watch. I could fix it. I can make it look like I'm not bald. But no, bro, you look like you're fucking bald, guy. Like, I sit there, me and Nick Rocco and Kelly Reed, I think. Yeah, it was Kelly Reed. We were sitting around fucking talking about this guy's fucking hair, bro. Right? He makes fun of bald people, right? Muddle of Bud. Exactly, bro. They fucking suck. 3 days soaking. This guy's a soaker. I can't. Y'all are fucking too much.
Pursuant to your request.
This guy's got a soul patch on his fucking head, bro.
That's a request you're referring to of Mr. Brennan, correct?
Correct.
I have completed an additional analysis concerning the above referenced matter. To formulate opinions, the following additional items were reviewed.
Oh, there you go, soul patch guy.
This wasn't done on your initiative. You put in writing you did it at the request of Mr. Brennan. Which is it?
So that was on my own initiative. This is a holdover, so a copy and paste from my original report.
At this point, we are approaching the end of the day in Judge Cannoni's.
Chloe Albert's Revenge, thank you. This guy has special bathroom shoes so that people can't identify who's crying in the corner stall. Oh my God. Y'all are out of control, dude. Y'all are out of control. Correct.
Cannoni's three-ring circus, but she saved her most disgraceful trick for last. Robert Alessi is zeroing in on the moment.
Dude,
that
how are
matters.
you not gonna laugh at that, bro? You know, I laughed at a funeral once, like uncontrollably, dude. I was like 13 or 14. Not that Dana. Will, did you see Auntie Deb's parody of Microdots? It's hilarious. No, I haven't seen it yet. And some fucking idiot tried to accuse Microdots of fucking stealing from him. Bro. Dude, you got nobody. Listen, nobody believes that, dude. Go away. Shut up and go away. Nobody believes Microdots is stealing content from anybody, bro. Shut the fuck up. You're dumb. whoever you are.
Matters most. After methodically laying the foundation, he's now ready to challenge the discredited witness on the centerpiece of his revised report. A brand new finding that conveniently alters a critical segment of the timeline.
Dude,
introduced.
like, why would Richie fucking... Dude, Richie last trial was practically part of the fucking defense team. Like, why the fuck would he need to steal somebody else's fucking footage, bro? That's the stupidest shit in the world. Footage that's available to fucking everybody, dude. Like, what do you mean, guy?
Used halfway through the trial.
Mr. Burgess,
yes,
I'm going to show you what are 2 pages.
Yeah, I know. I was sitting next to Aiden when he did, Bob. We were laughing about it. We were sitting there laughing at this person, the three of us. Like, what? Are you stupid? We laughed as Aiden tweeted his rebuttal to this person.
Pages out of the report of Mr. Whiffen that you referenced, and we've been discussing about pocket state.
Sure.
And this one here, if you just read this line, because it's the heading.
Cannoni
Oh my
glances at her
God, bro.
watch,
I have the
clearly
best chat
weighing whether
ever.
it's close enough to the end of the day to call it, just as the cross-examination is about to strike a nerve.
And then the next page, and tell me, sir, with reference to this entry right here, if that refreshes your recollection with regard.
Like, that person was already like, and it sucks. Like, that person could have like just made a really good name for themselves. And then, dude, why would you? I mean, you need attention that bad? Do you need attention that bad where you're gonna like accuse easily one of the most credible video creators in this entire community? You're going to accuse them of something as outlandish as like stealing material from fucking nobody. I use dude with no gender as well, my friend. I do as well. Call everyone dude as well. Or bro. I say bro. I don't like, I'm not calling someone bro. It's just a word that I use. I say like a lot too. It's kind of annoying.
She takes a deep sigh.
All right, now pay close
Now,
attention here, folks. Pay close attention here. That's why I put the poll up in the chat. So pay close attention here. You tell me. I want to know what you guys think.
She takes a...
And I don't... Listen. Dude, Richie is no slouch. And I trust everything that he says. But we may have a difference of opinion on this. I'm not sure yet. I'm still deciding myself. So that's why it's just giving us some talking points here for us to discuss.
Takes a deep sigh. Now, we will play through what she does next once, then break it down.
Break it down.
With regard to the phone of Mr. and whether it refreshes your recollection on any comments Mr. Whiffen made about Pakistan.
Objection.
Yeah, like the way she reacted to that objection is, dude, like I will absolutely concede that looks fucking fucked up. That looks shady as all hell. That looks shadier than the black soled shoe. Okay? Let's watch that one more time.
She does next once, then break it down.
With regard to the phone of Mr. and whether it refreshes your recollection on any comment.
Okay, so she does this, right? She does this. Brennan's over there, right? And she does this, and then it feels like Brennan caught that signal.
Comments Mr. Whiffen made about Hawkins.
Objection.
There. Objection. And then she smiles as if she was expecting the objection to happen. Right? As if she was expecting. So this, let's keep watching.
I'm going to see it side by for 2 minutes on this. Okay.
With regard
She glances at Brennan to see if he's looking in her direction.
to the phone of Mr.
She does it again, now realizing he can see her. She abruptly raises her arm to her face in a sharp, unnatural motion, making one of the most
Hold on here. Let me get Pro Hawk VJ. Do you think she was holding in laughing? I don't know. Oh yeah. I was talking about that. I got distracted, but dude, like this dude's hair, like I wouldn't like it was hard not to laugh in court. Like when I was a kid, I went to a funeral, right? Stepdad's brother died. And I was like, I don't know, 13 or 14. Stepdad's brother dies, right? And he was Jewish. So everyone at the funeral, including people who aren't Jewish, for the sake of the tradition, had to wear little yarmulkes, little black yarmulkes. Everybody did, right? Everyone did. But there was this one guy who was like my stepdad's best friend. Like he was married to my stepdad's niece, right? He's married to his niece. And he was sitting right in front of me. Now, he was very Jewish. I had to wear one too. Everybody wore one, right? Now, this gentleman sat right in front of me at this funeral. And I had to pretend like I was having a sneezing attack to cover up my laughter because he had one of those. I've heard Jewish people refer to it themselves as a Jewfro. I'm just saying the word so you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't like that term. It's kind of fucking shitty. But he had, like he was bald up here and he had like very, very curly hair going around like this, right? Like very kinky curly hair. And his yarmulke was like, it's somehow stayed. Like he stuffed his hair in the yarmulke and it was like right in the back. Like, and I was laughing because I was trying to figure out the physics and how he managed to pull that off. It was the weirdest thing in the world. And I kept laughing because I felt like it was going to fall off any second, but it wasn't. That shit was sturdy. It was in there. It was on there. You know what I mean? And I didn't understand. And as soon as I would like guffaw laughing, I would sneeze, like fake sneeze, cover my mouth, because I had allergies. And so like everyone just chalked it up as me having an allergy attack. But okay. All right. So Jufro is fine. Okay. Sorry. I don't want to offend anybody and I don't want to be like, come off as anti-Semitic because I'm not at all. But yeah, I was dying laughing, dude. Like, and I had to pretend. It's like, I imagine this is an issue wherever this guy goes. I would imagine that somebody is laughing at this dude's hair everywhere he goes. Somebody is like, yeah, I got the Jufro card. I got the Jufro card. That's funny.
Unmistakable signals imaginable. Then she locks eyes on Robert Alessi, like a trained hound pointing to its target, all with a bizarre grin on her face that gives it all away.
And whether it refreshes your recollection on any comments Mr. Whiffen made about Hawkins.
Objection.
Brennan finally picks up her signal and states his objection, and she couldn't be more pleased. It's one of the strangest moments we've seen from this judge, as if the gravity of a woman fighting for her life means nothing. She's just been caught sending covert signals to the very prosecutor whose conduct should be under scrutiny, not aided by the bench. Whatever her reasoning, this is unethical, inexcusable, and she should be removed for this infraction immediately.
I'm going to see it sidebar for 2 minutes. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's not my fault. That's that guy's fault. I'm mad at you for having your hair like that, guy. All right, so let's check the poll, dude. Let's check the poll here. Bro, okay, y'all are 88% convinced. Y'all are 88% convinced that this dude, that Bev is signaling fucking Spanky. All right, good to know. Okay, good to know. All right, guys. I am going to go ahead and wrap this up, I think, man. Guys, please make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the like. Really helps me out. Thank you guys so much for all of the generous support. You guys are really, really, really awesome. So it really means the world to me. Thank you guys so much. It's really helpful, especially when it comes to my travels. So thank you so much. Yeah, guys, you guys are just the best. And I missed you guys a lot. And I'm not sure when I'm gonna go live again. Maybe I'll go live again tonight. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. Try to figure something out, but I'm here for another day. So I mean, I leave tomorrow now. So anyways, guys, you guys are awesome. I love you very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.